Hello Flosstube, my name's Natalia and this is my channel, OfficialMermaidsCove. Welcome! Thank you to all my returning subscribers and to anybody who stopped by because YouTube might have recommended this to you. So this is going to be maybe a longer video. We'll see how fast I can get through some of this stuff. I'm going to try to do review what I've done this past week and then do like a monthly wrap-up. And I'll talk about some of the things that I did this weekend, and some of the haul that I have, and I'll shout out some people at the very end, and maybe talk about some of my plans for October. So this update's a little later than some of my other updates. Today's October the 1st. I typically like to do maybe delay the last update of the month, so that I can capture my totals for the month. It just makes it a little bit easier. It's the end of we've reached the end of September, so I will be doing a third quarter whip parade in the near future. I don't know if it's going to be before my next weekly update or maybe a little after, but be on the lookout for that. That'll be a Flosstube extra that I'll throw out there. So let's start off with what all I've worked on for the past week since my last update. I did go ahead and start my Hawaiian Mermaid by Ogden Stitchery. I can insert a picture here. This one I was stitching on 14 count black Ada, and I started the mermaid. I started the base of her tail, and I stitched some of her hair, and all the colors are really popping nicely on the black. It's not been too much trouble to stitch on. It's a 14 count Ada, so the count's not really small. I've been trying to use some of the tips I've heard from other stitchers about making sure to use light underneath to help you like better see the holes, and that's been working a little bit too. And I've been trying my hand to maybe just stitching her in hand instead of using a hoop. But yeah, so far this is where I'm at with her. I've got about 500 stitches in, so we're at like 14.5% according to Pattern Keeper. So this one's a pretty small one. I think I only have like less than 3,000 stitches left, so I'm hoping to finish her this month, and then maybe I can start Siren of the Seas, which is the other mermaid I have, before we get the mermaid box, and then I will have all kinds of new Autumn Lane mermaid patterns to start. So that was at the start of the week, and then next I stitched some more on my Fear Not by Sweet Wing Studio. I was doing this for Sweet Wing Studio September, and I did finish the umbrella. I was stitching this on a 14 count self-dyed Ada, and I finished the umbrella. I didn't have a variegated thread that matched what they called for, that I felt comfortable substituting for my stash, so I ended up using the DMC that they suggested, but I wanted some kind of texture to it, so I did get like the next shade close to it, and I tried to stitch one leg in one color and one leg in the other, and then I kind of swapped which ones were on top, and then sometimes I only stitched in one of the colors, and I did that with I have them right here on the floss card, DMC 3835 and 3836. You can kind of tell, right? There's like little shaded sections, like you can see like this little slice here, and there's little slices off to the side. So yeah, I know Aaron, I think it was Aaron the One-Eyed Stitcher, I'd seen that tip from them when they were still doing their Flosstube. They're no longer on Flosstube, unfortunately, and I don't think you can look up the videos anymore, but brilliant, inspiring stitcher. So tried that out, was happy with how it turned out, and maybe I'll try some more variations of that and some other whips going forward. But yep, I think I have less than 2,000 stitches left to go on this. This is at 61% already, according to Pattern Keeper, so I just have like the words left to go and then the raindrops. So hopefully this will also be another finish for October. The next whip I have is no longer a whip because I finished it. Let me see how I can... Maybe that's a bit big. So I've already, this was the Ying Dragons that I was working on and I've already kind of stitched my wedding details in the center there. So just for privacy reasons, trying to cover that up. But they are finished. I'm done. This was a Gecko Rouge kit. Artwork was by Jonas, Joedicke, or JoJo's Art on Instagram. It looks so good. I already have a frame that I shared on my Instagram story. It was in my stash. I kind of thrift frames every now and then that I think might work out for some of the whips that I'm stitching. I actually didn't measure it for this project, but it actually is like a perfect fit. It fits perfectly on the sides here, and then maybe there's a little bit of space, but for how long this project is, I think it's a nice size, and it'll be perfect for it. So I'm going to ask my husband to help me cut out the mat board, and then this will be framed. I did have, somebody asked me for tips on how to get the grid out of this. I did stitch this on 28 count gridded even weave, and the tips that I've seen over and over again on all the forums and even on Gecko Rouge's, Q&A section for frequently asked questions is you have to get the water very, very, very hot. It's very important. For this, what I did is I just turned my tap as hot as it would go. It was steaming hot to where, I wouldn't feel comfortable putting my hand in. I'd probably scald myself. And I left it sitting, and I had to switch over the water several times. It got to the point where, because this is even weave, I was kind of second guessing whether the grid was completely gone or not. But it is. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it all did eventually dissolve out. I've left this. This is a stitch grid that I did just for framing purposes, because it is evenly stitched on both sides, so this will give me a good frame of reference when I go to pin it on the mat board. I haven't decided, depending on, well, I think the bottom section will still be in the frame, so I will probably end up taking it out before I fully frame it, but I'll leave it in for now as a reference point. I did try a marking pen. I think this is one of the friction pens, and it did not come out when I was washing it, so something to take note. Probably the water soluble one would work better. I have seen some of Jean Parrish's videos on that. She has discussed it a number of times, and she has mentioned that a lot of the people who sell those kinds of those products, whether it's water soluble pens or friction erase pens or heat erase pens, all those kinds of products that people use in their gridding, they're meant for temporary use. They're not meant for long-term use. So if you have it in a project like full coverage for a long amount of time, it almost seems like if you 100% want to be able to take it out, the best way to go would be doing a thread grid like this, because they just can't guarantee that it'll come out, even if it's water soluble, even if it's air soluble. I've seen those pens too advertised, that there's just no guarantees. They're meant for temporary use, not for long-term use, to be kept in your projects and then expect that it'll come out completely when you're done. I've never really tried the air ones that eventually fade in the air, or the water soluble ones. I think I did get a pack of that gifted to me last Christmas, so I could try that out and test it off to the side of my fabric for some of my other full coverage and let you know how that works. If that would be an experiment you'd be interested in seeing. But I'm happy with how the lines washed out, and I'm looking forward to fully finishing this. And when I have it fully finished, I'll see if I can post about it or show you in the next video. But yes, I'm so happy. That one, honestly, I wasn't super confident that I'd be able to get that done, because I had to stitch over 19,000 stitches. It was 19,265 stitches to get that complete last month, but I got it done. So happy. I tried to get some stitching in on my other projects, like my Mermaid of the Pearls and Periwinkle Mermaid. I don't know if I brought... Yeah, it's right here. Okay. So this is my Periwinkle Mermaid. This is a design by Whittier Stitches on Instagram. I can insert a picture of what it's gonna look like here. And this is what she looks like now. I've been slowly, I started with the seaweed, and now I've been slowly stitching up the fins to work on her tail. This is stitched on a 16 count Crystal Jazz by Picture This Plus. It's an opalescent fabric, very sparkly. So yeah, making progress on this. I do want to get more progress on this one. It is a bigger one. It's bigger than the other Mirabilia that I'm working on right now. It's actually like just under 20,000 stitches. So, but I try to get at least 100 stitches in for last month, and I'll try to get more progress on her in the future. She's not going to be a focus for this month, but definitely maybe during my winter stitching in November and December, I might make more of an effort to get her done. Because I have plenty of mermaids to work on, and plenty of mermaids I will have coming in to work on. The other mermaid I worked on was the Mermaid of the Pearls. She's my Mira. She's one of the mirrors I've been working on the longest. I think it's this fabric. I'm stitching her on a 16 count self-dyed fabric, and I tried using like a sparkly spray paint on it, and it's like made some of the holes difficult to go through. I do love the color that I gave it. Here's a picture of what she looks like finished, and this is where she is now. I'm stitching her 2/1. Oh, I didn't mention my dragons, which I've mentioned this in other videos, but it's stitched, I started at 1/1 for the first row of pages, like where the horns are, and then I transitioned to doing 2/110. And most of the other things that I stitch on Ada are like 2/1. So yeah, this is where I'm at. I just put in like a little over 100 stitches on this one as well. And then my last mermaid is my Bella Filipina. This is the first one. The first Filipina I've started working on. I got this in Leslie Under the Sea Fabrics mermaid box for last year, 2023. This is Blue Lagoon Mermaid. This is where I'm at. I added some more where her hair is, and I think I came around here and finished where these stitches were. So yeah, making an effort to get some more progress. This is stitched on Under the Sea Amphitrite, 16 count Ada. It's opalescent, very sparkly. It's gonna look very pretty. If you haven't seen my announcement, go back and check my last video. This does have beads and a treasure and threads, as well as enough fabric to stitch this again. So if you want to know what any of that means, go and check the last video. So I'm sending something. One of my nieces has a birthday in October, and I had this that I got on the freebie table at Stitch Florida, the Stitch Florida retreat. It's Birthday Blossoms. It's a card kit. I'm assuming this came with the magazine. It says exclusive to the Cross Stitcher magazine. So it didn't come with a pattern. They didn't include the page in there, but I just kind of based it off of the picture and the threads that it came with. So I have it finished. I stitched it Sunday and Monday. I kind of tried to incorporate it into Siska Stitch's weekly acrostic. The weekly acrostic for this week was serious, and I think for E I had like encouragement. So I mean, happy birthday, like that's an encouraging sentiment, right? That counts. I think I had initially it was going to be another project, and then I switched it over to this just because I wanted to go ahead and have this finished so I can send it along with the other Nora letter E that I stitched up for her, and I'm going to be sending that in the mail soon. But yeah, it's just a nice card. I haven't written anything in it yet, but I'll be sending that along with her other stitch goodies for her birthday. So that was the last thing, one of my last finishes for the month. Oh, sorry, I have one more thing. I finished the Ying Dragons was a Gecko Rouge kit. It was one of 3 that I ordered. The first one was giving them a place to fly free. It was an owl kit that I finished for my husband last year, I believe. And the Gecko Rouge was the next one that I started. Well, maybe I can't remember if it was the second or third, but the last one that I have still left to do is the biggest cross stitch BAP I've worked on yet. Here to date, it's another Gecko Rouge kit. It's called Dracarys by Dailen Ogden. It is a Game of Thrones Art Nouveau style piece of Daenerys and her 3 dragons. I also stitched it on 28 count even weave, and I'm doing this 2/1 tent. I think I mentioned this in other videos. sorry, 2 over 110 on 28 count, even gridded even weave. I mentioned this in other videos that if I have a bunch of confetti stitches everywhere, I will switch over to 1 over 1 because I feel like you conserve a lot of the floss. I've never run out of a color doing these kits, but there have been colors that I've gotten close. So I'm just trying to, since this is so big, it's like over 224,000 stitches. So I just want to be frugal and like thoughtful and intentional about my floss usage with this. So I just stitched some more on the dragon here, and then I started stitching some of the colors that go into Dracarys. I'm still trying to find my groove with this. I'm trying to use some tips that I've been seeing for stitching masterpieces, Flosstube. But I think in order to incorporate a lot of those, I'm going to have to slightly change the way that I've been doing this. But hopefully I'll be able to talk more about that in my next video, because I am trying to like stitch something up that might help me with that as far as sewing, like sewing something. We'll see how that goes. I just got, I think I ordered a rotary cutter from Amazon, and that should be coming in the mail sometime this week, maybe during the weekend. And if I get that in enough time and I have time to do the other stuff that I'm planning on doing, hopefully you'll see what I crafted up in the next video. Was that enough of a suspenseful something to look forward to? Let me know if I piqued your interest on that. But yes, so that's where I'm at with that one, and I think that's everything I touched for the last week. I had a very productive month. I had a total of 6 starts and 5 finishes. I finished my Ying and Dragons. I finished This I Know, which was one of my other starts for Sweet Wing Studios. I finished Bless and Keep, which was another Sweet Wing Studio start. And I finished the Birthday Blossoms, and I finished my Ever After Sal. As soon as I finished my Ever After Sal, I went ahead and I guess started a sal for Autumn Lane leading up to the Mermaid box release. They're going to ship that out like this month in October. So if you want to stitch with us, I think the hashtag is Stitching on Autumn Lane. You can pick any Autumn Lane design. I obviously don't have a lot of Halloween designs that I purchased from them, but I do have a lot of Mermaid designs, so that's what I'm stitching. But you can pick any of their designs, and if you have one started, you can stitch on that. If you want to start something new and want to use this as an excuse, feel free. Okay, so I kind of mentioned Siska Stitches Weekly Acrostic. That's not really, well, I guess maybe it's kind of a stitch along. I have yet to really get into that. I kind of had a false start on Sunday. I was supposed to stitch on Sky Hunter. It's this already kind of pre-started thing that I had thrifted for my husband. He liked the design. It already kind of had all this stitched up. I just had to fill in some gaps here. And then I decided I'm going to crop it. He's like standing on this really long, large hill. And this is all like lots of confetti. And I'm just going to crop it like here. So I have to finish stitching the very top of the hill and I guess these clouds. I don't think I'm going to bother with these bottom clouds here, but just the clouds here surrounding him. And then I'll consider this a finish, and I'll find a frame to fully finish this for him. So I was supposed to get 300 stitches on Sunday. I have not done that as of yet. I think I'm going to try to catch up today, and then maybe put in, well, I think this is called for again. The acrostic is serious, so it's like a 7-letter acrostic. You can pick something for each of the letters. The first S and I think the last S I put down for Sky Hunter, so I'll try to get some stitching on that today to catch up with that. That's being stitched on 14 count Delft Blue Ada, again 2 threads over 1 square of Ada. So as far as haul, this past weekend I went to a run fair that they were having. A friend of mine let me know there was an entry fee, so I was excited to go. And it was like a smaller run fair, so it was not as crowded and like overwhelming as far as like sensory overload as some of the bigger run fairs that I know that they have in Nashville and stuff are. So while there, I went ahead and bought some magnets. They had this really cool dragon one. I'm kind of using like some stronger neodymium magnets to secure it to my, like I have a little tripod, and then I'll put like my scissors and my needles across it using this as a base. And then this is probably going to go to my mother-in-law. She's recently been collecting fridge magnets, so I thought this was really nice and colorful. And then I got this hair stick for $1. It was only $1. The guy there was like selling a bunch of different woodworking things. He had like walking sticks and different mobility aids, as well as like little trinkets and stuff. But look at that, it's so cute, and it's got like a hole there if you wanted to add like a little dangly beaded thing to it. So isn't that so cool? Ah, I love it. And I might, I made a bunch of those zipper pulls and scissor fobs. I think if some of the scissor fobs I can thread on the top here, so might be able to add to that. But I've been using it so far to keep my hair up at work. And I think this. So I bought this print from one of the artists there. They have their information on the back here. It's from Riley Art Studio. They have an Etsy. This was by far so cute. It was so hard to pick something. They had so many cute designs there. So I would definitely check out their Etsy and look them up. And then because I bought something, they went ahead and let me get a free sticker. So I got this for my husband. He's a really big black bear fan of the animal, like not in reference to any like sports teams or anything. So he thought that was really cute when he saw that. So I finally get to let him have this now that I've shown it on the video. And then we also stopped by, this wasn't a part of the run fair, but we also stopped by like a local soap vendor around the corner. It's Stella's in Hopkinsville. This is like one of their like the leftovers you have when you cut a block of soap. They had a few pieces there for me to try. I got the lavender and the daisy chain scents. They're really subtle, but they're really like nice, clean, fresh scents. So really happy about that. I have plenty of soap, so I couldn't just go crazy buying a bunch of their soap, but they did have really good smelling soap combinations. And I did ask her about like, I don't know, like it seems like every winter like my hands just keep getting drier and drier, and I asked them if they were thinking about doing like lotion bars. They had lotions there, and I bought that, and I also bought this. Here, I have it over here. It's a body butter. I got the oatmeal milk and honey one. It smells really good, and it spreads really well, and it's very moisturizing. So happy to get that. But I kind of wanted like a lotion bar, kind of like what I bought from Tiger Lily Designs. And they said that they had a formula for it, but it didn't sell as well year-round, so that they're probably going to keep it out as like a winter or a seasonal piece. So I'm hoping to go back there, around Christmas time or even November and see if they've put some out. I'd be happy to purchase some of those. Oh, the last thing that I wanted to show off was this cute little bag. They had a bag maker there. They were selling dice as well as these bags, and they also had like drawstring bags for like yarn and knitting. Look at that fabric, that is so cute. Oh my gosh, look at those kitties. I've never owned cats, but I am amenable to anything furry and adorable, and it's just like the perfect fall bag. I didn't want to get, they had some Halloween themed ones. I don't know, I feel like if I had that I wouldn't want to pull it out past October 31st versus this is more like fall oriented. So I feel like I could have this out all autumn long. I don't know. I'm just weird about seasonal stuff like that. I'm the same way with Christmas. Like it'd have to be more winter themed. Unless it was like Three Kings. I think I covered this before, but like my family's from Puerto Rico, and I've heard it said before that Puerto Rico has like one of the longest celebrations of Christmas in the world. And we don't really do like Santa Claus. I mean, people celebrate, like we exchange gifts on the 25th, but Three Kings Day is really a big day for us. So a lot of the stuff that you'll see like on the island is more like Three Kings themed. So if I had something like that, I'd probably use it more often, but just because of how long we celebrate Christmas. But a lot of Santa themed stuff, I typically probably wouldn't have that out past December 25th. But yes, I love this bag. Yes, so they're called the Wandering Worm, which is very theme oriented for a run fair. It says crafted for the journey at the Wandering Worm on Instagram, and you can find them under the Wandering Worm on Etsy. They also said that I talked to the woman there, she was there with her husband, and she mentioned that they have bigger bags with like more pockets in it, which would be more to my liking for like, you know, storing my cross stitch stuff. And like I said, they have drawstring bags for yarn, and they do have more zipper bags on their Etsy. I think by the time I got down there, this was like one of the last zipper bags that they have, and I just really wanted a zipper because I have really small things. You know, we have all of our small cross stitch accessories that we don't want to lose. So I was really happy to buy that. And I think my husband actually got himself a walking stick. He was happy with that. So that's about all the haul. I did order some things, but like I said, it's probably not gonna get here until later. But hopefully you'll be able to see what I do with those in the next update video. So for my monthly breakdown, I didn't write that up. I have that here. The past week, if we're going just Sunday to Saturday, I did 7,981 stitches, just under 8,000 stitches. And then for the month total, I actually did 31,402 stitches. That averaged out to be 1,047 stitches a day. But I know there was like one day out of the month that I didn't stitch at all. Just really busy, really tired, and didn't end up getting anything done on any of my whips. Like I said, I had 6 starts, 5 of those were finishes. Or I had 5 finishes, I didn't finish 5 out of the 6 starts, just to clarify. And my whip count as it stands now, I have 12 ongoing whips, 13 including my the Noblest Part. That's another Sweet Wing Studio design that we're doing for the Friendship Retreat sale. I have sent my part out. I'm still waiting to get my part from the person who's supposed to pass it along to me, so I currently do not have that in my possession, so I'll consider it 12 whips for now. Finishing my dragons freed me up. I have a margin of like 33,000 stitches. Like I said before, I'm kind of going back and forth about counting the full 152,000 stitches. Typically, when I conceived this idea for my larger designs, I was going to count like a max of 100,000 stitches for the year for that. But for right now, I'm still counting it. I think my plan is to get some work on I Tried in October. It's a cross-stitch studio chart. I can insert a picture here. I have it next to me. This is where I'm at. I just have a small start that I did over Christmas. This is going to be big. I'm stitching it 2/2 on 28 count, I believe. This is going to end up being like more 14 count. I'm going to make a cushion out of this. And I've only just started stitching on one of the E's. I'm hoping to get more of a start, maybe have this finished by Christmas so that I can stitch into a cushion for my husband. He's a really big Grinch fan. Maybe cut down on some of the whips I'm working on for him. But yes, if I get that done, I was toying with maybe starting one of the Thread Geeks charts that I bought this year. But I'm actually probably going to end up starting this. I won this as a giveaway that so Lily Bells hosted. They haven't done a video in a while, but go check out their channel. They have really good videos, and they also share a lot of their sewing projects. They sew a lot of outfits for themselves, and they turn out beautifully. But I won this giveaway, and it was for a cross-stitch chart by Barbara Beadle. It's called Cascade, and it's this beautiful fairy. The stitch count is under 60,000 stitches, so it's one of my smaller full coverage charts. I'm still debating whether or not to maybe do, taking inspiration from Queen of the Crop here. I might trim down where her feet are a bit, just the top and the bottom, and maybe some of the side here where her dress goes to. I'm not trimming any of this because I do still want to see the wings. I think I scanned this, and then I'm going to try to transfer it to Pattern Keeper and see about playing with the counts, so I might be able to get that down even further and start on that. I'm going to use this as a test stitch to try out that fabric that I got. It's not really cross-stitch fabric, but it does seem like it's like evenly woven. It's a little longer on one count than it is the other, so it would elongate my stitch a little bit. Is it Anna Ming? She's on Flosstube. She lives in China with her husband. She's shown like this Spirited Away Haku dragon stitch that she's doing on a hoodie, and the stitches there were elongated too, but she said that she's okay with how it looks. This is a full coverage cross stitch, so I don't know how much it would change it, so I want to do a test stitch on that before I ended up stitching the thread gauge charts on that. And the count on that fabric is like 32 count, so I'm experimenting. I want to experiment with doing like maybe one thread half stitch for the full design. That'll save all my thread usage, and it'll be really tiny, but it'll be more manageable to finish too if I want to do that. So I'm just thinking that this one might be a more manageable size to use that as a test stitch before I do the more, 100,000 stitch projects on that. So that's the plan, but I will have to, that's probably not going to be for this month, it's probably going to be later on, or even at the start of next year, to be honest. But yes, I'm getting stuff together for that. The other plan that I have for October is to start this. I have a friend who has a birthday in November, and they're a really big dinosaur fan. So this is God Creates Dinosaurs by Forbidden Fabric Co. I got 25 count fabric. It's on prehistoric fabric, and it came with a kit, so I have the threads. This, I have mapped it out, and I believe that it'll be big enough to do it over 2 threads. And it's going to be like a bigger size, and I might end up making it into a cushion as well. Or maybe a wall hanging. Maybe that would be better, but I figured like bigger would be better, and that way they can hang it up somewhere. Maybe a cushion wouldn't be a good idea. Maybe I'll just do a wall hanging. We'll see how it goes. But first I have to stitch it. So I'll be starting this. I might try to finish something first, and then I have it planned out for the month. So we'll see when I get around to this. But I do want to start and finish it this month so that I can go ahead and fully finish it for their birthday. And it's right at the beginning of November, so I do want to get a move on this. These are the colors that it uses. The Child, it must be a reference to Grogu. Dark Roast, Indigo, which I used in the Ever After style. Goldfinch, which must be a Hunger Games reference, or maybe not Goldfinch, Harry Potter reference, right? Totally got that wrong for a second. And then Lip Stain. So, very nice. Really excited to stitch on that. It looks like it's going to be a nice, enjoyable stitch, easy stitch. I'm planning on doing that in hand. So we'll see how that goes. I think those... I did mention that I was going to try to start Siren the Seas. I finish my Hawaiian Mermaid before the Mermaid box comes in, which I think it will, because I don't think they're planning on shipping it out until later on in October. But we will see on that. Okay, so we are down to shoutouts. I have been watching some Flosstube. I actually am going to use today to try to catch up while I'm doing some of the stitching. I'm kind of behind like a week. It feels like I'm behind a week. Again, like anytime YouTube recommends somebody or somebody shouts somebody out, I automatically subscribe to them, and then I just watch the videos as they come on my, when it says, oh, this person released a new video. And I'll just put them all in a queue and I'll watch all of it. Some of it I'll watch like in between when I'm doing work activities. I'll just have it playing in the background, and then some of it I watch, while I'm at the house, before my husband gets home. So eventually I get through all of it, and I watch it double speed. That's the only way that I get through all these videos. But yeah, so I feel like it feels like I have like a week of videos to catch up on, but it might be only 2 to 3 days, just because I have so many people that I'm subscribed to. So wish me luck with that. But of the people that I've been watching, I mentioned Stitches. They're doing more shorter videos to like make it more manageable for their updates, and they're getting so much progress on their whips, and they have so many cute whips that they're working on. So it's really wonderful to see them pull them out and see the little bit of progress that they make, and that helps them make big progress by the end of the month on their whips. So if you're a fan of full coverage stitching, I would recommend their channel. Tess Lynn. Oh, this is something else I forgot to mention. So Tess Lynn, I love their channel. I was subscribed to them, sort of watching their videos, and they had a giveaway, and I think I won. I haven't received anything yet. We're still in communications to make sure that I follow their directions, but they were giving away an Eva pattern. It's one of the Bewitching Pixies by Nora Corbett. Um, I'll be happy to show that to you if I do receive it. Um, I've not, I don't stitch a lot of Halloween stuff, to be very honest. Um, but something about the color and like just the Nora is so good at like putting her fancy ladies like in motion. She's like flying on a broom and she just looks like so joyful. She's always been one of my favorite Bewitching Pixies, and I've always had like an urge to start her, but I have so many other patterns from Nora Corbett, whether it's her Mirabilias or her Pixies, that I couldn't justify purchasing it, but she was giving it away, and I entered, and I won, and I was so happy. So if I do get that, I'll probably be having a new start, probably. For Halloween, right? I don't have anything for Halloween. I'm just stitching stuff for autumn, because of Autumn Lane, but, right, it's not technically a Halloween start, so I could justify that, right? Maybe I'll be seeing that soon. I can show that on the channel. I've also started watching Maddie Stitches. Oh my gosh. I've had this urge to try my hand at making project bags, and her channel is the one you need to watch if you need the inspiration, because she has so many beautiful bags that she's stitched up. And it's just like throughout the entire video, she's showing her whips and she's showing the progress that she's making. But I was just so focused on the bags. She's like, oh yeah, and I made this bag, and it's like, use this fabric, and it's just so, they're so amazing. So definitely go check out her video. Pickwick Turtle, they recently returned, so they like, I think, started over the count for cross stitch videos. So definitely go check out their channel and watch their Flosstube #1. Really liked the video that they put out. Nisi Lynn, I love watching her videos. She's somebody that like I don't even need to see the progress on her projects. I just love listening to her talk about her life updates and her family and how things are going. She's very entertaining and very sweet. So I always enjoy watching her videos, so go check out her channel. Katie recently finished the Nora Dragon that she had on her Patreon. It looks gorgeous. So if you want to see that, she did maybe like kind of a conversion on some of the colors so that she could stitch from stash. But it turned out so sparkly, so pretty. So if you're interested in seeing a finish of that, you can go check out some of her latest videos. Stitching Jewels recently released quite a few Halloween designs. She has a website where she sells cross stitch patterns, and she also has a channel where she does updates on what she's working on. I've been asking her for the longest time to maybe like design she's doing like different dog breeds, and I had a dog, it was my mom's dog, but I basically grew up with her. She was a Bichon Frise Maltese mix, but a lot of the Bichon Frise pictures I've seen looks a lot like what she looked like as a puppy. So I've been asking her to like maybe add that on the list of breeds she has to work on. But I know she said she has to find like a picture that works with like the monochrome designs that she does. So I'll be patient. But I've been waiting and like keeping an eye out for that. But definitely go check out her website and check out her channel. She shows some of the new Halloween designs she's released for October. Cross Stitch the Globe, they've started their Make It Murder Sal. And they've already started some of the things that they're working on. I love Dexter, so when they showed some of the whips for that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. I love the way that they're changing these charts to like fit the theme. So go check out their video. What I mentioned, so Lily Bells, like I said, she hasn't posted stuff in quite a few months, but her, even if you just went and looked at her past videos, and I think she said she would have returned eventually. So, but yeah, definitely a good one to watch. And then Catherine Stitches, she recently started her Flosstube. She has her first video out. Please go show her some love. I'll tag all these people down below. Catherine is spelled a little differently than when I first tried to search her under. It's like Catharr instead of ER. But I'll tag them down below so it's easier for you to find them. So yeah, make sure you check those people out. So we are at less than 40 minutes, so this went by a little faster than I thought it did. Hopefully I'll be able to film my whip parade soon. There are quite a few whips that I didn't include or work on this month that I do have up and going. Some of those include like a Christmas design and some of the other things that I got for Christmas that I started on last year but haven't really worked on much since. So definitely pull those out, and maybe pulling those out will give me some inspiration on when I want to get more progress on those. So until next time, my thoughts and prayers are with everybody who's dealing with the aftermath of these storms. I live in Tennessee, but I live in an area where we mostly just dealt with a lot of rain. The area where I live at didn't get a lot of flooding. My sister's in North Carolina. They got some flooding, but not too bad in her area. But I know that a lot of people are affected right now. Dottie the running stitcher, I think she hasn't had power since the storm passed through. She's okay, but she's still waiting to get her power restored. And I know a lot of people are a lot worse. There are whole towns that have been washed away, and it's just been crazy to see the pictures and the updates from everybody. So please stay safe if you can. You know, help out any way that you can. I know the Red Cross is looking for donations or even giving blood. Like there are emergency response teams that are assembling and going to help people. But there are a lot of people hurting, and there's great need for assistance. So keep your thoughts out, and if you see an occasion where you are able to and can help, please do so. So in the meantime, until the next video, please stay safe, keep in touch, and until next time, happy stitching.